Truth, not my truth, but the truth, can only be accepted or rejected. That does not make it 100% true altogether. An example. Who was the first president of the United States? John Hanson. If you answered George Washington, you were incorrect. George Washington was actually the 9th president of the U.S. Yep. There were 8 presidents before George Washington. You can study to show yourself learning by Googling 8 presidents before George Washington if you would like. When you see this truth, you can accept it or reject it, but it's 100% true just the same. Now, I'm not going to sit here and perpetrate any facade with a bunch of circumlocutions, but rather jump right in with this truth. In other words, I'm not going to play any games. This is square business. Topic: 100% proof that there was no Jesus. You can study to show yourself learn by looking at any dictionary. There was no letter J before the 14th century, and it didn't even sound like the English J until 1634. You obviously cannot have Jesus without the letter J. The definition of Jesus itself, when you look at it, when you look at the root word, it tells the whole story. The root word is the Hebrew Yeshua, that was translittered, like from Bill to Ted, like changed altogether, and not translated like Yeshua to Joshua. It shows how the succession of the name from Hebrew Yeshua was translittered into the Greek Jesus, into the Latin Jesus, into the English Jesus. Outside of the parentheses of the succession of the root word, it says Joshua. Now, this is the only dictionary definition that I have seen or that I can find where the word that's being defined and the word outside of the succession of the root words are different. Outside the parentheses for the succession of the defined word, it says Joshua. There is no letter J or the letter J sound in the Hebrew alphabet either. There was a Yeshua roughly 2,000 years ago. This indigenous Northeast African desert tribal spiritual leader was killed by Roman conquerors, renamed after their god Zeus, and made idols unto the Roman representation. Idols, you say? Idols like nativity scenes with blonde and red-haired Caucasian babies in the manger with Caucasian parents, and idols of crucifixions and paintings that look Kenny G-ish, that all kind of help shape the mind and push the mind further away from truth. Jesus was made up after the life of Yeshua, a real person. You can find this truth, accept it or reject it, but it's 100% truth just the same. Why did they change the name? Well, almost all who can quote John 3:16 most certainly cannot quote John 3:18. If you want to know why they changed the name, read John 3:18. All nations be blessed. Selah, Hotel.